Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, welcome back to the Off the Dome show. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. It feels great to be back. We'll dive into everything that's going on with me a little bit later. But just wanted to start this show by telling everybody who is able to tune in, who is watching live, that thank you for one. For two, it's time to celebrate. Today is a celebratory episode of the Off the Dome show. Okay. And I know it's been a minute. Okay. And there's a lot for me to catch up on and a lot that I've missed since the last time I've been here. I got it. But we're here now. I'm excited. Simply because I missed y'all so much. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I missed y'all. I don't know if y'all miss me, but I miss y'all. Okay. Your boy's trying to make things work over here. Doing the best he can. But needless to say, we're gonna have ourselves a good time today. All right. Now, I want to start off with the Thunder because, well, they won the chip. Oh yeah, I thought I didn't pay attention to that. I did. They won the chip, and what they have done in this offseason has been kind of insane. And the sad part is that I'm kind of concerned for the rest of the league because they are doing things that are way ahead of everybody's schedule. It just is. So they have Shea, who he signed his extension. They took care of Jalen Williams as well. They took care of Chet as well. If I'm not mistaken, that is a combined $768 million for all three of them combined. And keep in mind, it's the same Thunder team that has draft picks upon 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 draft picks. So the thing is that with the Thunder, the success that they've been having, not just this year, but literally the past 2 years, 2 to 3 years, you would say, of their rise in the Western Conference specifically, is that this might be only the beginning, to be honest with you. Because these draft picks, the thing is that with these draft picks, Sam Presti could really pick and choose how he wants to utilize them. And the Sam Presti that I know and love, that we all know and love, is not the type to be using them to get a superstar talent just for the sake of getting a superstar talent because of the second tax apron. I've been having a hard time saying that recently. I don't know why, but second tax apron. And not trying to have to deal with that to where they have to get rid of somebody. So there could just be straight up draft picks. And by the way, if people haven't noticed, the Thunder have done a tremendous job in developing guys very well over the years. So it's one of those things where you're kind of wondering, like, is this really the start of something crazy? It might be. Now, I'm not saying that Sam Presti gets every single pick correct. No GM does. But I do think that it is fair to mention that the fact that he's able to have all of these draft picks just sitting here at his disposal after winning a chip. I mean, hell. By the way, we're starting off like it's teleport. Okay? Relax. In case everybody who's wondering what's in the cup, teleport. Relax. So I just think that the Thunder and what they're doing right now in regards to how they're constructing their roster is something that could be insane. Now, I know I mentioned the second tax apron. We'll see how that affects them with these current extensions that they just did for SGA, for Jalen, for Chet. But I think that they'll be just fine. I promise you, they'll be just fine. And the thing is that I understand that we've gotten to a place to where if you have X amount of pieces in this department, that automatically means that you should win a ring every single year. But you know how the NBA works. All it takes is an injury, an unfortunate injury, or a team that just go off the rails completely and nobody knows why, but they fire their head coach or, trade a star player, whatever the case may be. Like, stuff like that happens in the NBA. So it's one of those things where you kind of have to sit there and be like, all right, well, stuff is going to happen. But how much of a detriment will it be to the Thunder itself when they have all these different assets to utilize? And that's the thing that they kind of have to, that the league itself has to keep in mind. Like, this is not one of those, they won it this year, so let's see what happens after that. They're probably not going to do anything after that. It's like, dog, this could get ugly and get ugly fast. It really can. Because the one thing that people were saying about Boston, about them being a dynasty, well, a lot of it was compelled with the fact that they had a roster that basically ran 7 or 8 deep of just straight talent on the offensive end. Your Al Horford's of the world, your Porzingis's, your Tatum's, your Browns, your Derek White's, your Pritchard's, guys like that. Like, that was their story. But if you were to ask the Celtics, like, do y'all have a whole lot of draft capital to utilize with? I'll tell you, not really. Sam Presti's been doing this since 2014. 2014. So this has been going on for a long time. And like I said, I've just been able to watch them construct their roster in the manner that they have been, has been something that I feel like is going to be a challenge for a lot of teams to follow, simply because Presti has a head start already. You know what I mean? I feel like because of that alone, like it's kind of like, I mean, you could try to join the program, but by then, like, what good is it going to do? So I think it's in regards to everybody getting their extensions. I think it's well deserved. Honestly, I think the timing is right. You want to strike while the iron's hot anyway. You know, get them out the way so that way you don't have to worry about any contract issues down the line. Which, given the guys I just mentioned, you would think that wouldn't be an issue, but it's one of those things where it's like it can get really weird really fast, depending on who it is. Like, you would think SGA, okay, give him whatever he asked for, we'll take care of him. But a guy like Chet, who we kind of understand and know what his role is on the team, like, it can get very weird. It can get very weird, and I'm just glad that Sam Presti was able to knock it all out ahead of time, which a lot of GMs in a lot of sports aren't able to do. The Cincinnati Bengals. But I digress. So, shout out to Sam Presti. Shout out to the Thunder for continuing to have all this draft capital while having the roster they have, which is going to be potent for not just this year. It's not a one-time thing. This is going to be for years to come. And I mean, I know there's going to be the Nuggets that's going to be there. I know that the Spurs is going to be there in regards to them, you know, having to make a leap. That's possible. Obviously, the Lakers, if you have Luka, you have a chance. So there's teams in the Western Conference that could pose to be an extreme threat. Obviously, the Houston Rockets, with them having Kevin Durant added to their roster, could pose a threat as well. But it's one of those things where it's like, even if you think you have this upcoming season, we're still going to be fine. Like, there's not going to be a sense of like panic or sense of urgency. There's going to be none of that. They'll be fine. They will be fine. So, shout out to Sam Presti. Shout out to the Thunder for getting it, for taking care of all the contracts they need to take care of ahead of time, without them having to worry about contract issues popping up that's affecting the team chemistry and things like that. So, gotta give them a shout. I'm going to transition to the NFL real fast. I've been seeing a lot of stuff about Patrick Mahomes and him having his weight gain, which, by the way, I want to put this out there now. Whatever he's doing to gain the weight, I want to take part in it, because as a guy who's, you know, a little bit on the skinny side of things, wouldn't mind it. I've been seeing a lot of discourse about it already. My perspective is, when it comes to the Chiefs in general, is that until they have a bad year, I don't want to hear anything negative about them. I'm so serious. And I'm saying this as an Eagles fan that has an Eagles banner in the background, okay, that beat them in the Super Bowl this past season. I do not want to hear a word about the Kansas City Chiefs until they absolutely show that they are not the same. Because the last 2 years, especially post Tyreek Hill, that was the conversation about the Chiefs, is that their offense ain't the same, you know, and it's like, how is that going to have an effect on how they're going to win games moving forward? Well, they do have a great defense, by the way. And I don't know if I'm not mistaken, it's Josh Simmons. playing the tackle spot. I don't know if that means that their offensive line is going to be completely fine because of it. But Rashee Rice is coming back. Xavier Worthy's going to be in his second year. Nothing's really changed on the defensive end. Like everybody stayed put. Now, obviously, if you want to talk about Kelsey's age, you can go there if you want to. But even with him at his age, he's still effective in the offense. So I just, it's one of those things where you kind of like, do you really want to keep poking the bear? Because that's my thing. And I'm saying this as an Eagles fan who saw his team beat the Chiefs in the manner that they did in this past Super Bowl. Like, I'm sorry, you Bills fans, you Ravens fans out there, like, you name it, whatever fan base you are, until we get to a place to where it is one of y'all and not Patrick Mahomes that is representing the AFC in the Super Bowl, I kind of don't want to hear it. Mahomes being fat, I don't really. What is this? This is July. Season starts September. I think he'll be fine. Like, I think he'll be fine. I don't think it's that much of an issue. I really don't. I think the Chiefs will be fine. I think the Chiefs are going to have a better offensive year than they did last year, which is kind of scary because they were skating by a lot of games just off of their defensive performance alone. So their offense will be better. Their defense will be the same. And you're telling me to worry about Patrick Mahomes' weight gain? Really? What is this, Jamarcus Russell? Guys, relax. I promise you, it is not that serious. I promise you it's not that serious. Mahomes will be fine. The Chiefs will be fine. Now, because this is the issue I have when discourse like this transpires. Because let's say they're off to a slow start, right? Let's say they are 1-2 to start the year. Unlike Kansas City. Am I going to be the one to hit the panic button and be like, oh my God, like, we should be concerned about the Chiefs? No. It's not how that works. And to be honest with you, given their schedule, which I guess I could pull up now, because in case anyone has been new to the show, lately, I know it's been a minute since I've done the show, so relax. We've been doing schedule predictions for each team in the NFL. And by the way, we're going off of their teams like individually. So it's not so much about, if I give them a win here, that means when I do this team that they're automatically going to have a loss. It's not going to work that way. It's just them as a team, given how they've added or they have lost in the offseason, how that will affect them in this upcoming season. Let's see. Chiefs schedule. All right, here we go. Okay, sorry. We do not care about the preseason. We do not care about the preseason. Move. Sorry, sometimes my phone decides to do what it wants to do. Okay. Chiefs schedule. That's all I'm looking for here. Okay. Boom. So they start the year in going up against the Chargers. Week 1. I don't know. Honestly, I I think I would say maybe the Chargers could steal that one. They the Eagles go up against the Chiefs week 2. I totally forgot about that. Okay, so Eagles and Chiefs week 2, Super Bowl rematch. I think the Eagles got that one. So they start the year 0-2. Am I going to hit the panic button? No, because here comes their schedule. The Giants, that's a win. They got the Ravens at home. I think that's a win. Jaguars, I think that's a win. So they're 3-2 now. Lions. Oh, Lions. Nah, they lose that one. I think the Lions get them. So that's 3-3. They got the Raiders 4-3, Commanders 5-3, Bills 6-3, Broncos 7-3, Colts 8-3, Cowboys 9-3, Texans 10-3, Chargers. I do think that they split, so that's 11-3. Titans 12-3, Broncos. They could split that, so that's 12-4, and then they got the Raiders, who at this point they may not even care about where they're at in their seating, or they may play all their starters that game. So let's go with the fact that, given the fact that they're 12-4 heading into Week 18 against the Raiders, they win that game. Guys, like until they prove to me that they are not a team that's worthy of being a perennial playoff contender, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I legitimately don't. I think Mahomes will be fine. I know that last year was kind of weird. It was weird because it was like you would have games where it was like, oh my God, like that's Mahomes that we know and love. And then you would have games that was kind of like, are we sure that he's the best quarterback in his own division? You know what? It would be a legitimate conversation. It really would be. So it was one of those things where it's kind of like, all right, like, how much more grace are we going to give Mahomes here? Guys, this schedule, and they get a lot of grace towards the end of the schedule. They're going to be fine. I promise you. They're going to be fine. I think the last time I was here, I was talking about the Bengals and their schedule. I figured I would just knock out the AFC North while I'm at it. Let me see. We can do the Browns real quick. Browns is such a Browns. Jesus Christ. Browns, they don't know who their quarterback is. So this may be getting bad before it gets started. They got the Bengals week 1. The Bengals do struggle to start off the year. I do think that they get it right against the Browns. So 0-1. They got the God damn. Ravens week 2. That's a loss. Packers week 3. That's a loss. Jesus Christ. What the hell? Lions week 4. That's a loss. Oh my God, that's 0-4. They do not have a nice schedule. Oh my God. The Vikings. I could see them win that game, but I could see them win that game. I just can't see it. I just can't see it though. Vikings. That's a loss. God damn, it's 5. Steelers. it's a divisional matchup. The Steelers could be weird. Jesus Christ. Steelers. They're on the road to the Steelers, so they're in Pittsburgh. I think they could steal one. They could steal one. Dolphins, they do beat the Dolphins. They do beat the Patriots. They do lose to the Jets, though. I think the Ravens sweep them. Raiders. I think Raiders have a lot of talent than what a lot of people give them credit for. But a loss. A loss because of that. Because I have a feeling, because what is this? This is week. This would be week. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So by week 11 of the Brown season, they'll be going against the Raiders. I don't know. I don't know. It is legitimately a toss-up, to be honest with you. But if I had to choose, I think it would be the Raiders. So they lose that game. 49ers, the loss. They do beat the Titans, though. Browns, Bears, they lose that game. Bills, they lose that game. Steelers, they lose that game. And I think the Bengals will be in the playoff spot. So they might be out. So the Browns lose that game. It might be a lost season. I don't know if that means Shador plays these games. I don't know if that means that Dylan Gabriel plays these games. I have no idea. Because the Cleveland Browns don't have no idea. They don't. They don't know what to do. They don't know if they want to they don't know if they want to go with Joe Flacco, who has been there and done that for them specifically 2 years ago, actually. Or Kenny Pickett, who was a part of a roster that has recently won at Super Bowl. Or if they want to go with the two young guys that they just drafted this year. And I don't know. Given the schedule, it does not look pretty. It does not. It's not at all. At the most, they can get maybe 4 or 5 wins. At the most. If they shock me and get over that, that's fine. But given what they have and haven't done in this offseason, they don't deserve to get the benefit of the doubt in any of these games. That's a toss-up anyway. Just don't. So, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't realize their schedule was that crazy, to be honest with you. I didn't. But, ay. Jesus. I didn't think it was going to be that crazy. I really didn't. Bengals, Ravens, Packers, Lions. And then, like I said, if you want to have a toss-up with the Vikings, like I don't know, because JJ McCarthy's going to end up, you know what I'm saying? Which, by the way, I think JJ McCarthy, if he just gets a little bit more time, I think he'll be fine. I think Kevin O'Connell's going to figure out a way to utilize him. I think he'll be fine. Let me see. Yeah, I don't know. Brown's schedule is looking like a lost season. That's what it's looking like. I ain't gonna lie to you. It does not look pretty. And maybe because of this, you decide to put all your chips into Shador or Dylan Gabriel. But it can get real ugly real fast. It really can. Let me see. What else have I missed? Oh, as I mentioned earlier, Kevin Durant is a Rocket. Funny story real fast. I was at church when the news broke that Kevin Durant was a Rocket. And my mind was kind of like, I'm not really sure how I feel about this. So let me look at the details in totality. Then the trade finally came to fruition. Was it a couple days ago? Where it was a lot of people involved. I ain't gonna lie. Let me see. Okay, so the Rockets receive Kevin Durant and Clint Capella, which I think are a pretty good move. Phoenix Suns get Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, the number 10 draft pick, Rasheer Fleming, which I ain't gonna lie, don't know who he is. Kobe Bria, I ain't gonna lie, don't know who he is. Daquan Plowden, I hope I said his name right. I ain't gonna lie, don't know who he is. And a second round pick. Warriors get Alex Tuhi and Jamal Shaq. I ain't gonna lie, I don't know who they are, and that's my favorite team. The Lakers receive Abdul Thiero. I hope I said that right. I think that's a draft pick. Brooklyn Nets receive 2 second-round picks. The Atlanta Hawks receive David Roddy. Not gonna lie, don't know who that is. A second-round pick in cash. So cash considerations, yeah. The Minnesota Timberwolves receive Rocco Zikarsky. 2 second-round picks in cash. What's today? So this deal was officially done 5 days ago. I feel like when we're talking about Kevin Durant and him going to different teams, I feel like me personally, I've gotten to a place to where you may not understand it, but to a certain extent, you have to understand why it transpired to begin with. Keep in mind, unless I missed something, I don't think Kevin Durant said a thing about him wanting to leave Phoenix. Now, if somebody could pull it up in the comment section or whatever case may be, that's fine. I do not recall KD saying or alluding to in a press conference that he feels like Phoenix is not a good fit. I don't recall him saying that. Phoenix wanted to get rid of him. That's what it felt like to me. And I feel like because of him getting shipped to Houston, I think it's great for Houston. I think Houston's the biggest winner out of everybody because they were able to get Kevin Durant without giving up Amin Thompson or Sengun even or any of their draft capital. To be honest with you, they didn't have to really give up much. And I just feel like KD being on the Rockets, I'm not going to say that automatically means that they're a tighter contender because I don't believe that personally. But I will say that the idea of him being a part of this roster specifically in the timeline that it is, I don't think that's a bad idea at all. And I think Houston knows what they're doing. With them giving the extensions to Jabari Smith Jr., to Emi Udoka, to Fred VanVleet. Like, I think what they're trying to instill in that roster is that, look, we were the second seed last year and we got bounced. And a lot of that had to do with a lot of moments where we didn't have the veterans necessary to handle some of the situations that a second seed deserves to be able to handle. And because of that, it makes things a lot more challenging. So what are we going to do? We're going to cut the dead weight. I don't even like calling it dead weight, but the way he was performing for the most part of the year was considerably dead weight. In Jalen Green. Now, is Jalen Green going to be fine in Phoenix? I don't know, because it seems like a team full of guards. I ain't going to lie. It's a team full of guards, and that's about it. There ain't a whole lot of bigs going on in Phoenix. But I think this trade doesn't happen if Jalen Green was even like a percentage more efficient in the playoffs. But because he finished the series against Golden State with only having, if I'm not mistaken, 2 games where he had double-digit points, that's what led them to say, you know what? Nah, we ain't doing this. We ain't doing this. I don't know where we're going to go from here, but we can't do this. And I don't blame him. I don't blame him. The problem, I won't even say it's a problem, but the issue I will say that Houston has now is that the point guard position is what's going to be key for me. Because I understand that y'all extended VanVleet, which I don't think that's a bad idea. I just feel like, given the offense that y'all are going to run, that involves Kevin Durant, that involves Alperen Sengun, that involves Amin Thompson, that it's understood everybody else's role on the team. Fred VanVleet, like, I don't know if he's the complete answer. As a veteran, yes. Could he start with them? Sure. But do I feel like they should have somebody underneath to be able to help with the scoring punch if they need it, or defense if they need it, on the guard position? I do. Now, if you think that Amin Thompson's the answer, okay, God bless you. But I just think that, especially at the point guard position, you're going to need more help on the defensive side. Because Amin Thompson, we know how great of a defender he is. You got rid of Dylan Brooks, so that side of the ball in terms of the prowess is not there. So he's gone. You bring in Kevin Durant, who watching him play, I don't think that he's a bad defender, but could you exploit him if you really wanted to? Yeah, you could. Alperen Sengun as the center, is he a solid defender? I think he's a solid defender. Is he a good defender for that position? Probably not, because of his build, and that's okay. But I just feel like with the Rockets in particular, we have to find a way to get some more help in the point guard position. Specific. Two guard, eh. Power forward, even. Like, if you were trying to figure out where to put Kevin Durant, like power forward or small forward. If you're going to start Tari Eason, like, I guess, but I don't think that's the answer either. We're past the draft, we're past free agency, so pretty much until somebody comes available. Not saying Damian Lillard at all. I don't know how to feel about the Houston Rockets in this upcoming season. I just don't. I feel like they're going to be fine. I was talking to one of my friends about it, and I said that this move is telling me that they're going to get to the second round, and then somebody's going to be inefficient, and it's going to cost them the series. That's what's telling me right now, as it stands. Which, by the way, ain't the worst thing in the world, but depending on who you're going up against, it might be. So I don't know. I just feel like Houston still has some question marks. I don't know if those question marks are going to be enough to affect them. But nevertheless, I don't hate the KD signing. I actually like the KD signing. I actually like the fact that they didn't have to lose as much as they lost in this 7-team trade while adding Kevin Durant. I don't hate it at all. I really don't. And I hope that because of this move, that the Rockets know how they stand by the end of the season. Because I feel like this past season was kind of more so of like, we didn't see them being able to win the amount of games they did in a manner that they did. But now everybody knows that we're gunning for you. Like, you are the hunted now. When you're the hunter, it feels good. But when you are the hunted, it's a totally different thing. And with them in their roster, I feel like they will be fine. It's just one of those things where it's like you have to have a cause to pause on how the rest of the roster is going to have an effect on the starting lineup. But again, they're the number 2 seed in the West for a reason. It's just kind of crazy that because of them being number 2 in the West, that they went up against the Golden State Warriors and they end up getting bounced because of that. Kind of crazy. I ain't gonna lie. So hopefully Kevin Durant solves a lot of issues offensively, defensively. I don't know what much he could do to this, but it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how the Houston Rockets be able to operate with Kevin Durant in their offense. But before we go any further, we're going to take a quick commercial break. So I'll be right back. Check them out.
In 2006, we founded Yeti Coolers with a simple mission: build a cooler we use every day if it existed. One that was built for the serious outdoor enthusiasts rather than for mass discount retailers. One that could take the abuse we knew we'd put it through, out in the field and on the water. One that simply wouldn't break. We decided early on that production innovation would come from necessity and first-hand experience, not from market research and data analysis. Today, Yeti products perform when it matters most. Whether that be an excursion into the remote Alaskan wilderness, chasing redfish on the Gold Coast, or just getting together with friends in the backyard, we make gear that helps you stay out longer, travel farther, and live harder.
Ouch. Jesus Christ. Okay. Don't mind that. That was a lot of fun. Anyways, welcome back to the Off the Dome show. I'm your host, Thomas Brown Jr. on ones and twos. It's a very special edition of the Off the Dome show, specifically because your boy got a birthday tomorrow. Oh, sorry. Wrong. Your birthday got a birthday tomorrow. And I ain't gonna lie. I'm excited. I pressed the wrong thing again. My bad. That's what it was supposed to be. There you go. Your boy's having a birthday tomorrow. I'll be turning 24. 24. And I ain't gonna lie, man. This has been an insane journey. It really has. This past year itself has been just it's had a lot to transpire. It has. But I think when I put in perspective of what this year has brought me personally, it's been a lot of perseverance. And I'm going to apologize in advance if I mess around and shed a tear or two, because your boy has had some stuff happen personally, to where he felt like what I was doing was not good enough, regardless of the circumstance. And today, going into tomorrow, I think for me, I think I'm grateful. I really am. In a lot of ways, just looking back on everything that I have went through and have overcome, even recently, like, I'm genuinely proud of myself. I really am. And I think that's why me celebrating my birthday with y'all before my birthday is so huge, because like, y'all were a major part of this. Brock and I started Off the Dome. Wow. 2 years ago, I think, if I'm not mistaken. No, last year. We started last year. And Brock, first of all, Brock's a maniac, for one, in case anybody was wondering. Brock's a maniac. But Brock and I had a chemistry that was the best. It was awesome. It still is awesome. Anytime he hops on the show, or regardless of where we're at, like, it's just seamless. And we didn't have an idea of how far this show was going to go, what it was going to lead to, what opportunities it was going to lead for either one of us, or whatever case may be. but we wanted to give it a try. And he decided to give it a try with me. And I just appreciate the fact that Brock decided to not count it robbery, to be willing to invest in my craziness for an hour plus. An hour plus. Um, I don't say this often, Brock. If you decide to ever come across this, um, this show does not happen without you. How I am and who I am with this show does not happen without you. Um, I know you have gone on to uh do great things with Sports Illustrated, if I'm not mistaken. Um, but more than anything else, I just appreciate all that you've been able to do, and how you've influenced me in my life, and especially in regards to this space in particular. Um, I appreciate it wholeheartedly, man. We, we've made plenty of jokes. We've played fucking Madden together at one point, which was kind of crazy because I know. Let me see, because for Vegas, you're actually on the West Coast, I guess. But at the time, I was in Maryland, so we had a 3 hour time difference. But you was able to to invest time and to make sure that we were able um to to have that time playing Madden. It was silly how it all went down. I ain't gonna go into full detail. I would love for him to do so, but it was not pretty. It was not pretty. It was ugly. Um, but it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun because it was you. And I just really appreciate everything that you have done, everything that you've said, to help me grow in this space, because you know this is ultimately where I want to have my career in. Um, and I just really, more than anything else, I want to appreciate everything that you've said and done, whether it was tips or just things that you've learned over the years, to get you to where you are today. I just want to say that I greatly appreciate it. So give a shout out to Brock real fast. Yeah, Brock is awesome. Brock is awesome. And I figured I would take the opportunity to let him know that. But I also want to give a shout out to Joe Cardoso. He's the boss man of this whole thing. Team NBS Media does not happen without him. He has decided to invest in me in more ways that I could even imagine half the time. And I'm very grateful and appreciative for it. Because he could have invested that time. He could have invested, you know, anything into anyone else. But he decided to give me the opportunity to be myself authentically, and to take pride in what I'm able to create and do, on this platform, in this space, um and to do it willingly. uh Quick story, I hope he doesn't mind me telling, but recently I was I don't know. I feel like a lot of y'all know what I'm about to say. Y'all ever had a moment where it felt like what could go wrong did go wrong? Yeah, that happened to me. And it was in the middle of the stint of me not doing off the dome, and um Joe took it upon himself to reach out to me to see how I was doing, just to check in with me. And I don't know why, because usually I love telling people that I'm good. Like don't worry about it. I don't want anybody to worry. But I was just like, look, man, I got this going on. I got that going on. Like it's weighing on me. It really is. I'm doing best I can, but this is what's going on right now. And if if for whatever reason you feel like you have to, you know, move on, I understand. Totally understand. And he met me where I was. He met me where I was. And I appreciated that because I needed that more than anything. And I was just so grateful that he was able to be patient, to take the time out to listen to what I had going on personally. Excuse me. To take the time out to encourage me, because that's what he did. It wasn't about, all right, man, like we need to get you back in front of the camera again. Like, what's going on? Like, it wasn't any of that. It wasn't. It was literally like, man, like, hey, I'm not gonna be the one to tell you that, it's always gonna be like this, because it won't. But I've been there before, and I know how it feels, and I know how it could affect. I know how it could affect people, because it affected me. And he gave me a story that I literally texted him when I said, I was like, "Oh, I guess you do understand." It was like, yeah, I get it, I get it. Which was really cool, and I think the ability for him specifically to be um open to transparency, while also recognizing that he's had experiences as well where he didn't have it always, he didn't have it together always, was pretty cool. And it was special because we're talking about like the owner of this thing. Like, what? Like, this guy, when he's not doing his thing as a manager, like, he's doing this in some way, shape, or form, putting content out, putting posts out on X or Instagram, whatever case may be. Like, I understand that there's plenty of other people that help out with him, but he gets his hands dirty too. And I think that more than anything else, um, I appreciate him meeting me where I was at the point in time that I was, because he didn't have to do that. It could have easily been like, all right, like, man, you haven't put out a video in, I don't know, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month and a half, and like I said, I would have understood if he decided to be like, you know what, hey man, like, we're gonna have to go in a different direction or whatever case may be, but he still decided to give me a chance. He gives me a chance every time I hop on here. And I appreciate it. I really do. It means the world to me. Um, Thank you. Thank you. And Joe, Whenever you take the time out to watch this, I appreciate you. You've meant a lot to me, especially in this space in particular. This show, myself, doesn't transpire without you. It really doesn't. So thank you. Thank you for taking the time out to take a risk on a guy who doesn't have a degree in this. Taking a risk on a guy who is learning on the job every single day. Taking a risk on a guy who just tries to figure out a way to improve. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. It means a lot to me, more than you'll ever know. Gotta shout out my parents. Gotta shout out my parents real fast. Mom, Dad. I gave y'all a lot of love on Mother's Day and Father's Day, respectively, but in case y'all wondering, I do miss y'all. I do miss y'all a lot. Obviously, with me taking the leap to want to move states away from y'all, I know that was something that was kind of like a shocker for you, and because of that, I'm pretty sure there was moments and times where it was kind of hard to figure out how to reach me. But I thank you for your patience. I thank you for your encouragement. I thank you for you reminding me of who I am, because sometimes I could just go astray. And sometimes, y'all just reel me back in and remind me of who I am, the kind of man that I am, and the son that y'all raised over the years. And I appreciate all the time, all the effort, all the support that y'all decide to invest into me. It means a lot. You have no idea. There'd be some nights where it could be really rough, but getting a text or getting a call from y'all, I appreciate it. I really do. And it means the world to me. Especially in my growth as not just a man, but as someone who has to wear a lot of hats. So thank you. I do have to shout out the wonderful woman in my life. There will be a hard launch in the near future. I know it was supposed to be this week's episode, but we'll get there when we get there, okay? We're all busy. Both of us are busy. So how we're able to pull that off, we haven't been able to do that yet. We haven't been able to figure that out yet. But nevertheless, I want to give her a shout out because she wow. She has been patient with me. She has loved me regardless. She has been willing enough to invest in me in more ways that isn't necessarily financial or whatever the case may be. she's done that. And I really appreciate her and the impact that she's had on my life over the years, because it's not easy. It's not easy at all having to be alongside a guy who is a unicorn in a lot of ways as a man, but like has a lot of uh learning to do. It's very hard. It's very hard. And she does such a great job in just holding me accountable when necessary. Um and just being supportive as much as she possibly can. And I will probably do a hard launch on Instagram. I might probably today, probably tomorrow on my birthday. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. I haven't figured that out yet. I haven't decided yet. But I just want you to know that you mean the world to me. I appreciate all that you have done for me. In more ways than not. I'm very grateful. I really am for all that you have been able to have me to learn in regards to you or regards to whatever the case may be. And I'm so grateful that you counted not robbery to give me a chance. Even if I put you in a position where you feel like I didn't deserve it completely. And I thank you. I really do. Life without you is not the same. Life without you is not the same. And I thank you for being who you are, for I could go on and on. Thank you. Seriously. Because without you, I've had moments where I've lost my mind by myself. I've had moments where I failed by myself. I've had moments where I felt like I was completely incompetent, to be honest with you. And regardless of what phase of life it's been, you still took it upon yourself to encourage me, to support me, and to hold me accountable. And for that, I appreciate. I really do. I really do. You have no idea. I tell you, I have no idea. Wow. I want to take a moment to recognize those who I may have lost connection with over the years. Excuse me. Sorry. Um, it's very easy to say that, well, because they're not reaching out to you, that means that, that tells you everything that you need to know. When a lot of the times, the reasons why they're not reaching out to you is because you put them in a position where they can't reach out to you. And for those people in my life, I just want to say that for one, I'm sorry. For one, because I ain't perfect at all. I don't have it all together. Um, I'm sorry for letting certain things affect the bond that we have created over the years, or over a short stint of time. Um, and I hope that over time you get to a place in your heart to where you feel like you're able to decide to want to hear my voice, and with me saying everything that I have to say, I hope that it puts us in a position to where um we're able to be um copacetic moving forward, because y'all are very important into what makes me me, as a man, as as a boyfriend, or as a future husband, or as a future father. um all of that, you played a part in that. And it really means a lot to me that you decided to invest in me in that department, to where you felt like it was necessary for me to know the things that y'all have learned, that have gone through and have embraced and have dealt with, for me to learn and for me to be a sponge, um, and absorb moving forward. Um, Whether I get a response from those people or not, I don't know. And that's okay. Kind of put myself in a position to where that's the case anyway. But um I really appreciate y'all. I appreciate everybody who's watching, because y'all ironically are the ones who tolerate my foolishness while taking the time out to recognize that I am new in this space and trying to really integrate myself to where I could cultivate a career out of this, which I know that's easier said than done. Um, it's going to involve me ultimately going back to school when the time is right, when the money is right. But um, most importantly, I'm very grateful that y'all decide to stick with me, because I know it ain't easy. I know I'm not ESPN. I know I'm not Fox. I know I'm not, CBS or whatever the case may be. I know I'm not them. I know I'm not. And I'm not even gonna begin to fake like I am. And even if I was, I wouldn't be able to fake like I am. But the fact that everyone who decides to listen or watches the show live, or those who decide to um remind me in the middle of the show when things are a little off, such as, and yes, I am going to put you on the spot because you did it not too long ago. But there was an episode on the Off the Dome show where Christy was in the comment section and was like, "We can't hear you," and I was like, "What do you mean you can't hear me? What do you mean?" I'm like, I'm talking to the microphone. I'm like, and then I had to look, and I realized that my connection wasn't good. So I had to make sure my connection was good before I could, get back on and carry the rest of that episode the way it was supposed to go. And I'm just grateful for those who hold me accountable, those who continue to encourage me through this process, because ultimately this is what I want to do. Ultimately, my goal, my main mission per se is that, like, I find myself at the Spurs arena, for example, and I'm having interviews with the players. Genuinely. And a lot of you guys that take the time out to watch me live, or who be in my comments with the reels that I post on my personal Instagram or whatever the case may be. Thank you. I greatly appreciate it. You have no idea what every like, what every subscribe means to not just me, but to this platform in particular. I love it. I love y'all. How about that? But what else? I do want to shout out my church real fast because I am a member now. So The Rock in San Antonio. I know they got multiple locations, so I had to say it like that. But I am very grateful and appreciative of what y'all meant to my life, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, as I'm attempting to grow into the man that I ultimately want to be. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for welcoming me with open arms. Thank you. I appreciate it. I really do. It means a lot. So, I just want to say thank you for your patience, your willingness to continue to invest in me in spite of what I may have going on and how it's affecting me mentally. It means a lot. It means a lot. It really does. Thank you. Thank you. If y'all only knew half of what it took for me to get to 24, bro, y'all would be, I don't know what y'all would be doing, but y'all would understand why I'm genuinely, like, so excited for this entire weekend. Because there was so many times where it felt like I didn't belong or that I didn't deserve to be in the position that I was in, and mentally it wasn't pretty for me. It just wasn't. I wish there was another way to phrase it. It just wasn't. And I'm grateful that people around me have decided within their heart, within their mind, within their soul that they're going to continue to work with me regardless. And those people, whether it's family, friends, whatever, I appreciate y'all. Y'all have no idea how much y'all mean to me. Y'all mean to me. Y'all mean the world to me. As I go through this journey, as I continue to achieve potential success, that y'all recognize that y'all are a huge part of this. This does not happen without y'all. And whether it's one person that's watching me live, or there's 22, or there is 100, whatever the case may be, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for every like. Thank you for every subscribe. Thank you for every comment. Thank you for supporting the brand in general. Because even though we're not completely mainstream, the fact that y'all take the time out to um, comment on a TikTok video, or um, decide to say something on Instagram, whatever the case may be, thank you. We greatly appreciate it as a platform. It means a lot to us in terms of our growth, and just our ability to interact with y'all as fans who love the sports that y'all love, and being able to be as relatable as we possibly can. Um, as far as my birthday tomorrow, look, man, it's not gonna be anything crazy, but I'll just definitely say that tomorrow is gonna be a celebration for everything that I overcame this year. Everything that affected me mentally, emotionally, spiritually, um, hell, physically, okay? That it's recognized that, yeah, this guy was able to overcome as much as he was able to overcome, and yet still, um, that is what I want to, you know, tout the most about this. The ability to say that yet still, regardless of all the things that could be going on in my life personally, that yet still I'm still able to smile. Yet still I'm able to be a jokester. Yet still I'm able to be a lover. Yet still I'm able to be intelligent. Yet still I'm able to be myself through all of this. And I'm very grateful. I really am. I really am. I genuinely am. Um, this time next year, I ain't gonna lie, gang. We might be having a conversation about me having a wedding. So I may or may not be able to have an episode of the Off the Dump show. Because of that, um, there may be a wedding, there may be a baby. I don't know. But I say that to say that regardless of what phase of life that I'm in, I'm grateful that y'all decided to count it not robbery to take the time out to be a part of it with me. And that y'all are just as excited, y'all are just as proud, y'all are just as invested as anything else in this world. And because of that, I'm grateful. None of this is possible. This podcast, this show, don't happen without y'all. I want to make that very, very clear. This does not happen without y'all. And for me, going from 23 to 24, because I know some people have asked me this recently. Like, if you had to give advice to your younger self, what would you say? I think the one thing I would say is that, like, be patient. I know that's easier said than done. Be patient. Be patient. Recognize the situation you have in front of you. Embrace it. Enjoy it. Maximize it. But don't let it overtake you. That's what I would tell my younger self. That this thing called life is going to throw you a whole bunch of typhoons and hurricanes and a whole lot of different storms that's going to make you feel like there's no reason for you to continue because of the damage that is done. But the ability for you to be strong enough, to be wise enough, to be willing enough to keep trying after the fact is legendary. It truly is. It truly is. And I hope that those who are watching this episode, that they feel that regardless of what's going on in their life, personally, the highs, the lows, whatever case may be, that they recognize that at the end of the day, we're gonna be good regardless. We gonna be good regardless. I promise you, we're gonna be good regardless. And you know, whether it's a breakup, whether it's family members that let you down, whether it's losing contact with a close friend, family member, losing a loved one, whatever the case may be, recognize, know, and understand that in this thing called life, bro, if you got a beating heart, you got a chance. And I'm talking to myself when I say this. If you got a beating heart, you got a chance. So whether it's something as silly as me being on a podcast every single Friday, off the dome, by the way, or whether it's content that's being done throughout the year, regardless of what it is, content creation, whatever case may be, in your job, in your field, whatever case may be, recognize that at the end of the day, if you got a beating heart, you got a chance. And that, above anything, should mean the world. It should. Because while everybody else is having a reason to have an excuse for why they can't do it, you're just having a reason to figure out why, how you could be able to get it done. So, to all my young people, to y'all, my young people, oh my God, I ain't that old. I am not that old. I promise you, I'm not that old. Anyway, to all those younger than me, to all those who are in my peer group, to those who are older than me, I hope that y'all understand and recognize that just because life has dealt you a hand that has not been pretty, that has not been popular, that y'all recognize and realize that your story is not over. It's not over. It's not. I don't care how old you are. I don't care what qualifications you don't have. It's not over. And I hope that people are able to realize that and really recognize that for what it is. Truly. And actually truly embrace it. Because the idea of having to have all the success and all the fame, like, yeah, that is fantastic. It's great. It genuinely is life changing. It is. But being able to have that aspect is so important. So important. I say all that to say that I love y'all. Y'all mean the most to me. Everybody who decides to watch this live or watch this after the fact, I don't care. It's all good. Um, Thank you. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Be safe. Um, Football season is coming up. Actually, I think the Hall of Fame game is coming up on the 31st of July, might I add. So, um, football content is gonna be it's gonna be on and popping for sure. But I say that to say that this will not be the last that you'll see of me. Hopefully, I'll have some better equipment because it's starting to weigh on me a little bit. I ain't gonna lie, but some of that's coming is because of me. But we're gonna have a lot of fun this year. As I turn 24, you know what's weird? I was thinking about this for the show started. Like, what if the what if Team NBS decided to come up with a montage of some of the, like, I wouldn't say the stupidest, but some of the craziest things I've said in the last year? It would be kind of cool. I ain't gonna lie. Just as like a little montage of like just how crazy I could genuinely be when it comes to talking about sports. Cause I'm passionate about it all. I really am. But yeah, I just that would be pretty cool. I ain't gonna lie. I know that's gonna be hard to do, but yeah. Um Let me see. Kind of want to do this now just so I could I don't know. I don't know. Let me see. For those of you who uh feel like y'all want to invest in me financially because it's my birthday tomorrow, I'm going to drop my Cash App in the comment section so y'all if y'all, you know what I'm saying, feel the need to be like, you know what, I'm going to, okay, so I'm gonna put it here so that way y'all know and that way y'all can see that this is this is where y'all could take the opportunity to, I don't know, mess around and give a brother college football 26 or something. I don't know. But nevertheless, actually, I'm gonna post this on my Instagram story. Let me know how y'all like college football 26 so far, because I'm tempted, and I've seen so many videos on how good it is, but I don't know. I've kind of been hesitant when it comes to the hype of different things in life. So, let me know if y'all have, those who have college football 25, if y'all have 26, if y'all have enjoyed it, and let me know if it's worth the buy, and I might entertain getting it. I ain't gonna lie. But nevertheless, before we get out of here, thank y'all so much for tuning in live. Those who check in after the fact, thank you so much. Leave a like, subscribe, follow us on all of our platforms on Team NBS Media. Check our website at teamnbsmedia.com. Wow, I'm gonna be 24. Oh, I do want to make this very, very clear. When it comes to 25, my 25th birthday, we will not be in the United States. I want to make that very, very clear. Where, I don't know, but we will not be in the United States. That I will make as a proclamation. I don't know how we're going to find a way to get it done. I don't know, but we are going to have 25 in a different area code. So, again, thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Be safe. And I'll see y'all soon. We'll be here every Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern time, Off the Dome show with yours truly. And by the time we get to next week, I'll be a year older. So see y'all. Love y'all. Be safe.